This is Operation B, the podcast about living with intention, building what feels true, and dropping the things that don't. A place where purpose meets practice. I'm Jamie Thurber, your host, and together we'll explore how to live with clarity, freedom, and alignment without burning out or losing yourself, because it's time to be who you're meant to be. Let's get into it. This episode of Operation B is brought to you by Premium Kitchen and Bath. Visit premiumkb.com. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Operation B. I am your host, Jamie Thurber, and we are here in the home studio with my favorite built-ins. We added some fun lighting back there. I'm still adjusting it. I feel like every time I put it on camera, I want to pause and go adjust things, so we're just going to not do that. Lots of things have happened since the last time we were here together. Currently, it's 1,000,000 degrees outside in Missouri, and it feels like the air is insulting. But we're in the basement office, so it feels good in here. I wanted to update you on some cool stuff, and my hope always is that as I share what's been going on with me and what I've experienced, that it always is going to resonate with somebody who needs to hear it too. So somebody out there is going to hear this and be like, yes, I needed that right now. So one of the biggest things is that, as you know, since last year, so it was actually June 6th of last year is when I bought into the production company, and then very quickly found out that a lot of it was lies, and there was a lot of fraud and lots of things that I had to unravel. And honestly, when we first found the details of what was transpiring, it was really difficult to believe. I definitely felt like there's just no way this is real, that somebody would really do that. And so for a couple of months this time last year were difficult. But since then, what's happened is I've followed my gut, and I've listened to myself and to what I've been thinking and feeling, and followed that. And every once in a while, I check in and I'd be like, do we really want to keep doing this? Yes or no? And if the answer was yes, the feeling was yes, I'd continue. And no matter how hectic and crazy it might have gotten, or disheartening it may have gotten, the answer kept coming through as yes. So here we are, as a successful company and, growing. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. And throughout that, I was able to grow and test a lot of the things that I had been building with my coach, Jesse, and my own healing process. I probably could have done without some of the craziness, but it is what it is. So if that's what we're going to, that's what we need to do to get through it, then that's what we're going to do. So what's happened though during that process is that I have done a lot better of a job to what I had done previously. And any other project I'd previously done, I would regularly put myself last, to the point where it would hurt me physically, which we've discussed plenty of times in the past. You can go back and listen to episodes where we talk about that more in depth. What the thing I would say that happened the most this past year was my show. So everything from just, recording on whatever set was easiest at the studio, or, not really caring that much about, or should I say not caring, I cared, but not really choosing to put as much time and energy into those things as I maybe would have in the past. Truly just because I didn't have it. I didn't have the spare energy to give or to put there. And so when that happens, it just, things naturally have to fall in different categories. And so when that would happen, it allowed me to realize that when I wasn't regularly doing Operation B, I didn't feel as much like myself as I like to feel. So with that, it made me start thinking about what I really wanted to do with the show. So for those of you who don't know, we have a morning show that we are, I guess you could say we're kind of like partners in a way with her. We share a producer, Monica Adams. So the Real Monica Adams Show, it is live Monday through Friday. She records live in her studio that is located right next, the room is right by our studio. 3 days a week, and she's on at 7 a.m. Monica has a background in TV and radio. And so when she went out on her own, I don't know how long it's been, 3 or 4 years ago, I think. Her goal was to bring news people actually wanted to hear, but also bring positive stories and things that were helpful to people in their homes. And so her and I have a great relationship, and we were meeting talking about something else, and we were talking about different things. And I left that meeting with my mind, for some reason, I've had these same conversations with her a bunch of times about her show. And for some reason that day when I left, something like kept wheeling in my mind about maybe I should do something different with Operation B. Like maybe I have the, capacity now or the ability to do something just a little different. And I couldn't seem to get that out of my head. So when I did that, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of kind of, how do we want to say this? Wishing maybe if I could do it anyway, how would it be? What would it look like? And one of those things is it would look like more than an interview. It would look like more than a me sitting here and spilling my heart to you or sharing, whatever is on my mind that day. It would look like something really fun. It would look like something that represented more of the various versions of me that exist. I'm a pretty multifaceted human. Like I do lots of various things, have lots of interests, things that I'm good at, things I spend time on, that kind of stuff. And so for me to not show all of that to you is weird, honestly, in a way. Like if you follow me on social, you see parts of it. These days, I'm running full time running 3 companies. Um, and within those companies are various other brands that I'm helping operate as well. We have 6 full-time shows at Trueline right now. That's not counting Monica Adams because she produces her own show. And then we have Bare Knuckle Barbecue, which is now an event company, a promotional company. We have a membership group coming, all these things, right? So I try to show as much of that as I can. I will say, so the OG days of Jamie that I loved the very most, I had the mermaid hair, Mac and Bonnie, my sweet soul babies. We were in my house in Florissant. I had like a cute little rental house. And I had an assistant. Her name was Kiera. Shout out to Kiera if she happens to see this, who would work with me virtually and in person. Some of the best content I've ever had was when I had Kiera with me. So because she was just in the day to day, she was with me doing life, and she would capture things that were really happening. And we would use them. We would go live. We'd put them in. This is when Reels were first beginning. So that was a long ass time ago. Some of the best photo shoots that I've had have been with Kiera. So part of that is definitely in my soul and in my heart of something that I would love to be able to get back to, is to have someone able to be with me that can be assisting, but also capturing behind the scenes content in real time, because when I'm stopping to do it, it just isn't the same. And honestly, now that I have going on what I have going on, oh, and also, by the way, I'm getting married in 3 months. So it's just a lot, right? So I miss those days. But it made me think about how I could really turn this show into something that embodies more of all of the parts of me, something that could be really fun, nourishing, for me and for the viewers, and allow me to showcase various companies, people, things, stuff like that that matter to me. I love my interview style episodes, and we will still do those at least once a month, like at minimum, I should say. No, at maximum once a month. But to have an hour, 45 to an hour long conversation with someone, not everybody falls into that category for me. I'm very, very cautious of who I bring in front of you, because I want you to be impacted in a way that I believe in a way that I feel, comfortable and I think is respectful to whatever growth process someone's going through. And not everybody falls into that category. So as I started thinking about all the things with the new show, I also realized, hi, I'm the bottleneck of this whole deal. So I took a giant step back. We paused. We're reevaluating. We're shifting what's happening. So what's happening with that? So why we're doing this, it's funny because it's not an ego thing by any means. As you guys know, I'm not doing this to be the most popular girl in school or the prettiest person showing up. I show up in a lot of different ways for you. And so it's more about a capacity piece for me, but it's also the topics that I cover I would love it if it could be in a really entertaining, fast-paced, segmented show, not just like I sit in front of here and talk to you, which I do love. And there will still be plenty of that, but it's going to be mixed in with other things. And so the new structure is going to include a lot of stuff. So it's going to open and close the same every single time. It's going to have a Be Here will be this segment when we first get started in every episode, which will be me and you. I'm going to be downloading something with you that feels the most on my heart right now, that feels the most impactful. Whatever it is that I need to tell you, we're going to have that moment together, quick and to the point at the beginning of the show. You guys know I'm wordy. It's a thing. If you follow me on Facebook, you know I write the long posts. So this is going to be a challenge for me, but I'm excited for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start every show the same and end every show the same. So we will start with a Be Here Now moment, which you know how much I try to bring you into the moment. And we're just going to naturally let that progress into whatever it becomes. And then we'll end every show the same, which is with a takeaway. Sometimes it'll be with an action item, but we'll wrap up similarly to where it feels like a consistent thing that you can count on. That's the other thing that I look for. I know a lot of people look for, especially in a crazy world where there's so much happening and there's not a lot of real stuff. Like you don't know what's real and what's not. I want to be one of those people who's offering you something interesting to watch, that's helpful, that's positive, that's real, and you can take things from and you can count on the consistency of. So that's important to me. So then the other things that we're going to do are things like Be Obsessed, which are items that I'm obsessed with, that I want to tell you about. Some of the people who are closest to me know that if it's a facial product, makeup, computer items, or like office items, like there's so much. I love to try new like stuff if I feel like it's going to be optimizing my capacity and helping me in my life. So when I find things that I love them big, right? And so I want to be able to share more of that with you. And we've tried to do it before in like newsletters and blog posts, and it just never really hit. It never felt good to me. It just wasn't something that worked. And so with these Be Obsessed, there'll be just a couple of minutes of me telling you about the product, like Hydro Jug. Shout out to Emily Frisella for hooking us up with this badass woman in business workshop, Hydro Mug, which I'm currently cannot get enough of. Although I do try not to drink out of a straw all day long because it gives you smoker lips. It's a thing. Like those lines that smokers get, straws will do that to you guys. You gotta be careful. Anyway, so we're going to do Be Obsessed. We're going to do Be Still, which may be in my yard. It may be in a yoga studio. It may be here on the floor in my house. It may be in my chair, but it's going to be moments of presencing and those types of things. We're going to do Be Nourished, which are going to be in the kitchen. Sometimes I'll have someone with me. Sometimes it'll just be me showing you a thing that I do for myself or make for myself that's quick and easy and fits into my life. So those kinds of pieces that will be involved. We have a beautiful kitchen studio, and so why not use it? So Be Nourished is such a cute ass name. I can't even freaking wait to do them. So excited. We have Be Local. We have Be, just so many. Everything is a B. And you're going to find these little segments that are going to make up a show that's interesting, all of it curated for you. And then what it allows me to do though is have smaller interviews. So like 20 to 30-minute interviews with somebody that are super on point, that are giving you value, that are allowing me to help showcase different business owners or events or books or whatever it might be. And I'm really looking forward to having that as part of what we do. So having this new structure is going to be fun for me. It's going to be challenging for me. And I'm excited to roll it out and see what you guys think. But that is what I've been working on behind the scenes. That's happening. And then we're also about to launch several things coming out of the bare knuckle world. So when bare knuckle started, we had a sauce that tasted really good in a cool bottle with a fun top that squeezes with cute characters on them. Da-da-da, that's it, right? And then we had people get involved that wanted to turn it into merch, that wanted to do this and that and all these other things. So I came in where it was kind of flailing, and I had to figure out what we're going to do with this brand. So as a result, I've paid attention to the market. I've also been around these players for almost 15 years. So I know them and I know their audiences and things like that. So I've been actively running that entire company from behind the scenes as well. So everything you see from Bare Knuckle is me cultivating and producing it. And I have been able to get some people to help me on and off. Like as we reach into this new chapter, I should have more consistent help, which is exciting. But the stuff that we're working on is we do have a couple dinner experiences coming up where at a dinner experience, you come to the experience, you get a box of sauce for free to take home with you, and then you get access to the players. So all 5 of the guys are there. They do exclusive Q&A. There's only 30 to, well, next one has 40 people in it, counting the players and myself and their partners. So that's like, a small group. So you have different access to them than you do in other settings. But the cool part too is that then they're actually one-on-one with you, and you get this curated special meal that's been designed by an amazing chef that incorporates our sauces in really fun ways. So we did our last one at the Rack House. We're doing another one. So the Rack House in Cottleville, it's September 22nd. We are more than halfway sold out of tickets. So if you want a ticket, get one. It's September 22nd. But we're going to do another one closer to the holiday season. One of the most exciting things, or the 2 most exciting things, is we have been working on a membership. So Bare Knuckle Nation membership will be a behind the scenes, fans only, members only access place. So each member will get an item, get a like a piece of merchandise every month that you can only get as a member, and they get access to the team member or to the guys. They'll have first dibs on any of our event tickets to come to like meet and greets and things like that. So that's going to be really fun. I also have a lot of exclusive content that people aren't aware of that we've been transferring from VHS tapes to digital so that I can share it. And then literally no one else has this content. And I've been trying to figure out the best way to, release it. And this is the way we're going to do it. And drum roll, we are leasing, I am leasing a new studio space. So it's an additional studio space in Chesterfield Valley. So we are inside of an airplane hangar, and we have this beautiful space that I cannot wait to show you guys. I have been shopping and designing and trying to get everything in order for that. But with that, it's going to be called the Bare Knuckle Nation Show. So it's going to be my 5 athletes, the 5 Blues alumni, but they're going to be talking about whatever they want. They're going to be talking about being a man in today's world, being a good human, business, anything they freaking want to. And it's going to be wonderful. Like, we cannot wait to bring this to you guys. It's a big deal for all of us. Like, nothing like this actually exists in the market because these 5 guys are going to alternate as hosts. So you're going to hear from each of them once a month or so. And we'll have a weekly release episodes, and it's going to be so cool. Like, I can't wait. So that in itself is been stirring for a while. I've been working all of these things on these things all simultaneously for months. And I'm just really excited to see them come to life. But I wanted to update you on those things, but then also talk about, sometimes you are the bottleneck, especially as a business owner, and that's okay, but you have to admit it. Like, when you are, admit it and shift where you can. Sometimes it's not possible, like reality. I haven't had the funds to hire somebody to help me not be the bottleneck in Bare Knuckle. So we're working on that. I'm getting there. I'm doing what I can, and that's all you can do. And so sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to know that we're not going from start to finish in a blink of an eye. It's a process. And so as a woman who liked to just force herself to finish every single thing very, very quickly, even if it hurt herself, being able to say that we're not going from start to finish in the blink of an eye is a very big deal for me. And it's extremely important. And I want you to understand that too, because here's the deal. Being able to create a lot of really amazing things doesn't matter if you're not well. It just doesn't. If you're not well, doesn't matter. So if there's anything you take from this episode, it's that your ego is not the problem. It's just sometimes you're the bottleneck. Sometimes you got to pause. Sometimes you have to trust the process. Sometimes you have to let the things go the way they're going to go. And that's part of it. And it's hard and it's weird and it's uncomfortable, but it is what it is. So I just wanted to share that stuff with you guys. Stay tuned. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel on YouTube as well as anywhere that you listen on audio, because these are going to be really fun, you guys. And I want to see your feedback and hear what you guys think, because this is going to become really amazing. If there's anything that you'd like to see me do, like a review or a feature on, let me know. Send me an email at me@jamiethurber.com. That's JAMIETHURBER. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye. You know, I used to think hot tubs were just for fancy vacations or luxury houses. But then I met Angie at Spas and More, this family-owned and operated business right here in St. Louis. She showed me how these master spas aren't just luxurious, they're about wellness. I actually got to try one out in their showroom, and it made me realize how much better I feel after a soak. If you want to experience what actually fits your lifestyle, go see Angie and her team in Sunset Hills. It's like test driving your own wellness. Visit Spas and More in Sunset Hills or online at spasandmorestl.com. Thank you for listening to Operation B, the podcast. To support this message and to support the show, please make sure that you like, follow, and share wherever you enjoy listening. And be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. That's the way to support this message. Thank you for being here, and see you next time.